My name is Obakeng Mosadi. I am from the Northwestern Mafike. I'm a producer, videographer, photographer, basically a creative. And I also go by the name of Mr. Nobody. Yeah. Mr. Nobody, or the Nobody part really, is more of a motto for me. And the motto is that do not let your ego become bigger than your body of work. Which means for me that I don't want to get, I want to, when I get to the top or wherever I get to, I want to work as if I haven't gotten there yet. So if I'm ever, or when I am ever at the top, I want to work as if I'm still hustling for interviews, still hustling for the big leagues, but even though I'm already there, yeah. Creatives are most often people that come up with solutions to things, or they're most often people that come up with new ways to do things. They bring light, I guess. That's very fake deep, but it makes sense in my head. But anyway, they are people that are free, right? It can be anyone. It doesn't have to be in the arts, but it can generally just be anyone who is working on doing things differently. That's a creative. Okay, so I did a personality test a few years ago and recently, and kind of realized that I'm an intuitive person, which basically means that I've always been a person that never sees things as they are, right? So for a very long time, I've struggled with like rules and structure and, you know, having things done a certain way because I wanted to do some type of way, even though I would follow some of the rules. But I realized at some point that, actually, I am like doing things not as I see or not as anybody sees them, but there's other ways to do things. And so I think I got to a point where I was like, I think these are things I enjoy. Stuff like music, videography, photography, and that stuck out to me more than anything else. Yeah. It would have to be music, actually. Just because music is something that I've gravitated towards ever since I was a kid. That's what I go to if there's chaos around me, if I need to be balanced in my life. Rap lyrics, 90s rap lyrics, jazz music, R&B. That's what I always go to. So if music was taken away from me, I think that would be like, you understand? Plus, I play an instrument. So that, if music was taken away, I think that would be like tragic for me. But yeah, I think music is like the top out of all of them. Okay, cool. So what I'm doing right now, I play for a hip-hop artist called K-Set. What up? For Crown Season, I'm a producer also for Crown Season. And basically, and I also, as is one of his band members, I arranged the music for his live performances and stuff. What I do basically is I do a lot of, organizational work, I guess, on campus. I have my academics. I think that's really just it, So right now we're doing stuff like the Walk to Uhuru. So the Walk to Uhuru is a project which we have started in order to raise funds. It is something, the name is a combination of two tiers of the project. So the walk would be the walk to Qwaqwa, which is the first thing we're doing tomorrow, Sunday the 17th of March. And then the Uhuru part signals the second part of the project, which is climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to the peak, which is called Uhuru, which means freedom. So the funds that we're going to get right now for the walk to Qwaqwa will be for April to make sure that students don't get deregistered. And then the funds for June that we get in June, or actually they're going to be funds that we're going to raise throughout the year, But the funds that we get from climbing Mount Kilimanjaro will be used for 2020 to allow at least 100 students or more to register. So what we have right now is Give and Gain. It is a website. It's a crowdfunding website, kind of, I guess. It actually is a crowdfunding website, but what we have is a profile there for the Walk to Uhuru, and then there will be profiles for each member of the team. And then what you do is you go to a member of the team that you know, you will then be able to put funds towards the account, which will go to the SRC fund, which will then be distributed by the SRC or Student Affairs and another department of the school in order for everybody to be able to register. So we're doing this for both local students and international students. Yeah, so what I've been doing, but I haven't been as active with it because of, Walk to Uhuru stuff, is Next Chapter. Next Chapter, so it's an organization, the University of the Free State, where they are a group or an association by the students to assist other students that are going through mental health issues, and we also address mental health as a whole for the community to better understand the environment that students go through on a daily basis. You can follow Next Chapter on Facebook as Next Chapter, on Instagram as Next Chapter YSC, and on Twitter as Next Chapter OCT. Yeah, so what you can do is follow us, find updates, come to our sessions if you can, and then also DM us if you have financial, the financial muscle to do so. Please just help us out, DM, and somebody will reach out to you. Yeah. Fulfillment. So there's a saying in Swahili, I just can't say it as yet in Swahili, but in English it says that there's no greater permanent joy than the well-being of the soul. And a lot of these things that I'm doing is just for my own peace, to learn something, because you can do a lot of things and not really learn anything, but I'm just trying to get fulfillment, get in a state of balance for myself and also for the people that will come after me, to be able to teach people what I've learned. And yeah. So there's this other exercise that I read about, where you find like a jar or a small little jar, and every single day you write what you're grateful for, right? Then you put it in the jar. Whenever you feel like you're going through the most, you open the jar and start reading. And you tend to find out that there's a lot of things that you could actually be grateful for. There's a lot of things that, even though you're going through the most, you've overcome so much that you now then realize, but then even if I'm going through something right now, I can still push through and get through to where I need to be. You understand? So I won't say there's no need to give up, but you can always overcome. And with that knowledge, you can find peace in it. And yeah. So on email, I am nobodyfilms@gmail.com. The nobody is NOBDY films@gmail.com. And then on Twitter, I'm Mr. Nobody _ on Instagram, that's a very tricky one. But on Instagram, I'm Traveler of Earth. I know it's very different. And I don't know where else. What else is there? Facebook. Oh, on Facebook, you can find me as Mr. Nobody. NOBDY. Yeah.
Girl, I know this might seem strange. Let me know from out of order for step into you this way. See, I've been watching you for a while. I'm just trying to let you know that I'm really feeling your style.